Okay, girls, circle around. Today we're talking about how to become your dream self. And I know that if you're clicking on this video, you're watching this video, you are that girl, and there's another version of you that is waiting to happen. And that's what we're going to talk about today. It's becoming her, becoming your dream self. I'm Michelle. I created my dream life from nothing. First generation, went to college, didn't know what I was going to get a degree in, ended up getting a degree in psychology, got into network marketing, failed at that really hard, moved across the country to Miami, Florida, figured out how to hit my first 10K month, moved to my dream high-rise apartment in downtown Chicago, and am now helping other women just like me completely transform their life through high-ticket sales or just through my actual value that I'm providing, whether it's to short form, long form, or just feedback that you ask me in the DM. So let's actually get into it. I'm going to be breaking down for you how you're going to become your dream self in 7 steps. So make sure that you do have a pen and paper. I actually tried filming this video yesterday and it was so fire. And then I realized after I finished recording that the whole video was in slow motion. So we are doing this a second time, which means I am overly prepared to give you the best tips you're going to hear today. Again, like I said earlier, please make sure that you're just taking notes on it. I even have them down in my notepad because these things, if you actually implement them, are really going to help you. Some of these tips I've gotten from life coaches, therapists, videos, books. So I'm just sharing a little bit of wisdom of some of the things that have actually transformed my life. And these are some of the things that I was doing 5, 6, 7 years ago when I really didn't have that much credibility. I didn't really have the results that I was looking for in my life, but I had a faith and I had a plan. So let's get into this 7-step video. So step number 1 is you're going to give yourself permission to start actually thinking about who your dream self is, what your dream life looks like, because it is okay to be 100% content with everything that you have in your life right now, and in the same sentence, still want more, still see this next version of yourself. Because when we stop growing, we start to die. We just start to do the same thing every single day, work out of our subconscious. And so you actively wanting to become your dream self and get better is an act of caring for yourself, an act of wanting to grow, and an act of wanting to develop. And that is a beautiful thing. The next thing that I want to say right now is that God wouldn't give you a vision if you weren't capable of achieving that thing, or if you didn't have the tools inside of you to achieve that thing. This is a fact. I believe that things happen twice. The first time they happen in your mind, the second time they happen in the 3D world. And so if you have this vision, if you're watching this video and you clicked on this video because you're like, I want to become my dream self. I want to level up. I want to be that girl. And I'm not who I want to be yet. That vision of who you want to become, what this dream version of you looks like, that wasn't by accident, whether that was God or whatever you believe in, the universe, your higher self, your future self, that wasn't accidental. And because you had that vision, it's possible for you to bring that to life as long as you get in alignment with making sure that your actions are aligned with that version and her actions as well. So the question that I want to ask you is, who would you become if you didn't have regulations, if you didn't have rules that you had to follow, if you didn't have a box that you've been putting yourself in, if you weren't listening to that same old story you've been telling yourself of why you cannot be that version of yourself, that dream girl, who would you be? This is really forcing you to get creative and think outside the box. Like, who do you actually want to be? Not who do you want to be under the circumstances of your actual life experiences and life circumstances right now. And remind yourself that it is okay to wake up one day and decide that you want to be better. You want to become your higher self. You want to become your dream girl. And when you make that decision, you are going to have the biggest transformation of your life, but it is going to start with you first being the one that gives yourself permission, because nobody else is going to look at you and say, you're it. You are up. You are going to achieve all these things. That's going to be you. You saying that I'm the driver of my own life. I'm the driver of my own car. I get to call the shots. And if I want to be better, if I want to create my dream self, that is 100% possible. So step number 2 in becoming your dream self is you're going to create a vision document. Yes, I said it, a vision document. You're going to go into Google Docs. You're going to create a document. You're going to title it vision document. And you're going to start word vomiting all the things that are coming to your mind about your dream self, who you're trying to become. What does she act like? What does her day-to-day life routine look like? How does she spend her time? What are her thoughts like? How does she feel? And also, what are her habits? This is going to get you having clarity in exactly what it is that you want. Because if you don't know what you want, you're automatically going to be confused, throwing spaghetti at the wall, hoping that something hits, hoping that one day you just wake up and are your dream self. But becoming your dream self has to be so intentional. And so this document is going to allow you to just get very clear with a still image of who this dream version of you is. And that vision is going to empower you to know exactly what it is that you want. Once you've got really clear on who your dream self is and you've created this vision doc, on that same document, I want you to write down the answers to these two questions. Why do you want to become that girl? Why do you want to become this version of yourself? What does becoming that version of yourself mean to you? I want you to write down the answer to that one first. The second question that I want you to write down, and the answer to that, is why now though? Why not in 30 days? Why not in 60 days? Why do you want to become your dream self right now? Because for you to actually, again, start making a change in your life, start actively working towards your dream self, not only do you have to know exactly what you want, you have to know exactly why you want that. And you also have to know exactly why it's important that you get this moving now as opposed to in 30 days or in 300 days. Because without those three questions being answered, what, why, and why now, it's going to be extremely hard for you to get up every single day and intentionally start working towards becoming your dream self. So 2 more questions within step number 2 that I want you to write down and then answer in this vision document is, who do you need to start showing up as every single day to start aligning and kind of working in frequency with that best version of you, with your dream self? So maybe you wrote down, for example, me, I want to be this like feminine, energetic, happy, growth mindset, goal focused, caring, empathetic individual. So the question that I'd ask myself is like, how do you have to show up every single day to show up like that? And so you want to write down those answers for yourself and figure out, what are the habits? Like maybe for me, because I want to be this way, I wake up in the morning, I have a morning routine where I journal, I read my book, I listen to a podcast, I listen to an empowering song, I clean, I do all the things, my makeup, my hair, put on a cute outfit, all the things that make me feel empowered, feminine, empathetic. Like I've already, poured into myself. I can pour into other people. This is going to be different for you based on your goals, but make sure that you write down the answer to who do you need to become to actually achieve being your dream self. Right under that, we're going to put our ego to the side for just a second, and we're going to write down, who are you right now? And is that version of you right now actually going to get you to those goals? This is going to be one that's going to you're just going to be staring at that sheet of paper. You're going to be staring at that document and you're going to be like, damn, like I need to work on my habits. I need to work on my mindset. It's all okay because again, for us to get better, for us to grow, for us to develop into our dream self, we have to put our ego to the side and figure out what are our blind spots and what are our negative habits or negative thoughts or negative patterns that are holding us back from becoming this person. Once we analyze and figure out, these are the things that are holding me back, these are the things that are holding you back, now you have something to work on where when that thing happens again, when you get put into an opportunity where you have 2 choices, one of them is those choices, you know that it's self-sabotaging and it's keeping you away from your goal. And so that's why it's really important to have a vision doc, because you need to know what exactly you want and you need to also understand who you have to become versus who you are right now. When you can get all of that into a sheet of paper, I promise you, your life is going to be completely transformed because you're going to be so self-aware of exactly what you need to do to get to this dream self. So let's move on to step number 3. Step number 3 in creating your dream life, you're going to create a mood board. What do I mean by this? You're going to go into Canva, create a little wallpaper, and then you're going to go into Pinterest and start dragging photos into your Canva. This mood board is different than a vision board. A vision board is where you're trying to put exact photos of things that you want to achieve. So for example, for me, my vision board consisted of having a high-rise apartment. My vision board consisted of an engagement ring. My vision board consisted of proposal photos. My vision board consisted of books that I wanted to read, like a certain number of books. It consisted of getting an iPad. That was on my vision board. It consisted of a lot of different things. This is going to be not that. A mood board is, what is your mood? What is your vibe? How do you want to feel? How do you want to show up every single day? What colors make you feel good? And I actually went and created this after I got some feedback from my mentor, my life coach, where she was like, Michelle, The reason that you're feeling so in the gray with your life is because you don't know what this dream girl version of you looks like, how she dresses, what her hairstyles are, what gets her excited. So we're going to create this mood board. And that is exactly what it did for me. It like ignited a fire inside of me where I was like, okay, this is who I want to, this is my dream girl. If I was this girl every single day, I would feel all the feelings that I'm seeking to feel. So I am going to show you guys my mood board. So I have it right here. It's also on my computer, on my iPad. So you're not going to be able to see it super crystal clear just with the lighting, but you can see the pinks. You can see the like, just there's like shoes in there, cute little kitten heels. There's a lot of pink going on, a lot of makeup photos going on, a vlogging camera is in there, maybe a makeup shoot, a beauty event. There's like some workout fits in there. Dream body is in there. Pilates is in there. Cheetah kitten heels. Like, I literally look at my mood board every single day because even if I don't consistently read my vision document, I have a photo of really what I want to show up as and what the result of my vision document would look like. Now, the vision of a mood board is for you to just get a crystal clear idea of who you want to become, what your mood is, what your color patterns are, what's going to get you excited, feeling like your dream girl. And the goal here is for you to intentionally start doing little things every single day or every single week or every single month that just makes you feel closer to that girl so that eventually you could just wake up and fully be that girl. So just going back to mine, for example, we have kitten heels in there. I've had like black and white kitten heels, but I don't wear a lot of cute, girly, feminine kitten heels. And one of the kitten heels in my photo is actually a cheetah kitten heel. And I recently, like 3 weeks ago, bought my first pair of cheetah kitten heels, and I just feel so excited to wear them this summer because I feel like that is literally me stepping into my dream self, my feminine self, my energetic self, my like bubbly self. It just is like a symbol of me becoming who I want to become. Another example is I have a vlogging camera in here. My dream self makes videos for YouTube, posts them, adds a lot of value. Look at what I'm doing right now. I promise you that I would not be filming this video if I didn't get really crystal clear on who my dream self was and I didn't make my vision board, my mood board, and realize, oh shit, like that's actually me. Like I need to start doing it. I need to not wait for when I'm ready. I need to just do it. I'll give you guys one more example and then we will move on. One more example is I have a girl in here that is in a really cute workout fit. There's like a yoga mat. And my dream self, she's fit, she's energetic, she has energy, she feels light. She feels feminine. That is what it means for me. And so because I have that on my mood board every single day, I'm constantly thinking, should I be going to a workout class? What workout class do I want to go to? Like, where can I get my steps in? Can I eat a little bit healthier? And not in like a bad way, not in like a punishment type of way, but just in I want to start acting in accordance and in alignment with my dream self every single day. So yesterday night, when I was really tempted to eat lemon chips and hot sauce, I looked at my mood board and I was like, I want to be my dream self. And if that means I eat apples and strawberries with tahini instead of lemon chips with hot sauce, and it does the exact same thing for my taste buds, then that is what I'm doing. And it's going to get me closer to becoming my dream self. So what is that for you? I'm just going to leave you with this for step number 3 is just get really clear on what your mood board looks like, who you really want to become, what your dream self's vibe is, and start doing little things every single day to get yourself in alignment with that girl, because that girl is a badass. So we're going to be moving into step 4, 5, 6, and 7, except there's going to be a little twist to it. These steps are actually going to be frameworks that I'm going to be giving you to support you in becoming your dream self as you give yourself permission, create your vision document, and create your mood board. So let's get into the 4-step framework. So the first framework is a decision-making framework. Napoleon Hill says the most successful people make the decisions fastest and firmly, which means when they make a decision fast and they stick to that decision, that task. Unsuccessful people, on the other hand, make decisions very slowly and change them often. So this is actually a quote by Napoleon Hill, who has done amazing things, but I want to just give you an example of what I mean by this. Let's say in the morning, we're like, I need to clean. I need to do my makeup. I need to do my hair. I could also scroll. What should I do? And you go back and forth for 1 to 3 hours deciding what you should do. That is you not making a decision and then changing it often. Or if you say, I'm going to stick to a routine and it's going to be this routine, but every single day you change a routine or you start jumping every single where, you are not sticking to your decisions. And so what this is going to do is this is going to cause you to not be clear on what you're working towards, why you're working towards that, and that's going to cause procrastination. And if you start falling into procrastination simply because you're not making enough decisions and sticking to them, you're going to eventually fall into analysis paralysis where you have so many options, you don't know what to do, you don't know what the right answer is, and you don't know what the wrong answer is because you can't trust your own decision-making skills. And so really understanding the decision-making framework is going to allow you to start to say yes or no faster, more black and white in your life, and then learn from those experiences and saying, when I say yes to these things, it backfires. When I say no to these things, it backfires. When I say yes to these other things, I get really good results from that. And now, because you're making more decisions and you're procrastinating less, you're able to move mountains in your life, move faster, move with more speed, and move with more certainty that your intuition is guiding you because you've directly worked on your decision-making framework. An ultimate skill you want to have. And I'll just leave you with this. You are one decision away from changing your whole entire life. Just one. Because one decision domino effects into the next, which domino effects into the next, which domino effects into the next. So you're really only one decision away from changing your whole effing life. So framework number 2 is the quality questions framework, which means that you only get answers to the questions that you ask. And the most successful people are just really good at asking themselves questions. And so as a result, they get better answers. So as you're going through your life after this video and you've gotten crystal clear on what your vision document is, what your dream self looks like, what her mood board actually looks like, you're going to be tested. You're going to be in situations where you are going to be forced to make a decision. And the decision is going to be a decision that you make based on the questions that you're asking yourself. So make sure the questions that you're asking yourself are good questions that are actually going to lead you in the direction of becoming your dream self. So again, going back to the lemon chips example versus the apples and tahini, strawberries and tahini yesterday, I had a decision to make. I was like, it's 11 p.m. at night. I really know that I want to hit my body goals. I have a wedding coming up. I just want to be my best dream self. I could have asked myself but how good are these lemon chips going to taste right now? Amazing. That would have been the answer to that question. Or I could have asked myself, which of these two options is going to help me get closer to becoming my dream self? The lemon chips with the hot sauce or the strawberries and the apples with the tahini. So this is a very micro example of how we only get answers to the questions that we're asking ourselves. Again, if your dream self is making a lot of money and right now you're broke as fuck, this actually was me before I got into high ticket sales. The question that I asked myself for 4 years is, how can I just be better? How can I be better? How can I work harder? How can I work harder? How can I build my network marketing business up? Until I changed my questions and said, what actual job should I be doing that has the actual on-track earnings of my income goals? That question was what unlocked a profound answer to me, which was the fact that my dream self was not in network marketing. My dream self was doing something else that had a track record of being able to help me hit my goals, which was high ticket sales. So make sure that as you're working towards becoming your dream self, you're making decisions, but your decisions are being made off of the right questions that are actually going to get you closer to becoming your dream self rather than away from becoming your dream self. And the last thing that I'll say just on your question asking framework is that questions unlock doors that would have otherwise remained closed. This takes me back to exactly what I was saying. I was in network marketing for 4 years. I was not making any money. I was just overworked, underpaid, exhausted. I could have stayed there, but me pushing myself out of my comfort zone, asking myself a different question about, am I even in the right career? Does this have the on-track earnings of what I want to be making? Is there a better option out there? Those were the questions that unlocked the door of me actually seeing there was something else out there. So make sure that the questions that you're asking yourself are pushing you out of your comfort zone and they're getting you in alignment with your dream self and your dream life. So the third tool that you're going to be doing to actually help you in creating and becoming your dream self is understanding and reprogramming your paradigm. Your paradigm is your thinking and your ways and how that influences your day-to-day life. So if you've been having the same habits every single day, that's because you're programmed that way. Those thoughts that you're having, that's because you're programmed that way. That thing that you've been struggling with, that you try every single week to create a plan for, and every single week you fail at it, it's because your subconscious paradigm is something that is either working for you or it is working against you. So what we want to do here is I really want you to take a look at who you want to become and what are some of the things that might be holding you back. So for example, me, again, the reason that I share examples of myself is not to just talk about myself, but more or less because I actually want to give you real life examples where you might be sitting here thinking reprogram your paradigm, what does that even mean? But if I give you an example, it might help you with actually understanding, okay, this is how I can apply it in my personal life. So for me, what that looks like is, let's take it back to 2021. I had a goal of hitting 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month. I wanted to hit 100K a year. I wanted to one day be a millionaire. I had all these really big aspirations, and I was making less than $2,000 a month. Yeah, less than $2,000 a month. And this was for years. I swear to God, you guys, I was making little to no money for years, yet I wanted so badly to hit all these really big income goals and live in my dream apartment. And the reason that even though I tried so hard every single week and consistently failed at doing this, making more money, finding more ways to make more money, is that my paradigm was set up to basically work against me. It was every single time I thought about money, I thought that it was so hard to attract. I thought that money meant that I had to work super long hours. I thought that if I was already working 24 hours a day, basically outside of sleeping, and I was making $2,000 a month, that I just didn't have any more time to give, that I would have to basically sacrifice my sleep to maybe make $3,000 a month. My paradigm was working against me, not for me. And that is exactly what I mean when I say that we all have stories that we've been telling ourselves, ways that we've been living our life, frameworks that have been influencing us in our decision making, and they're either again working for you or they're working against you. And so just getting really crystal clear on what paradigms in your life are working towards you or working against you are going to give you enough clarity to have something to work on. So if your goal is to maybe make your first $10,000 a month and your dream self does that consistently and blows that out of the water, I want you to take a clear look at where you're at right now, and also what beliefs do you have associated to hitting that goal, the positive ones and the negative ones. A couple ways that you can actually work on your paradigm would be through manifesting, going and doing personal development every single day. This is podcasts, reading books, YouTube, just getting more self-aware of topics that you're not really that aware of, going on walks by yourself and just analyzing your thoughts and being able to bring them to the surface to actually handle them and deal with them. And basically the goal is for you to figure out what are the paradigms, what are the stories that you've been living your life through, and what is a different story that you could put in place of that story that would probably benefit you more long term. And the last tool that I'm going to be teaching you about today is the Figmillion effect. Basically, this theory says that people perform better when they are expected to perform better. What this means is that if you actually expect to become your dream self, if you expect that you're actually already her, you just haven't fully became her yet, if you expected that, if that was your expectation, you would start showing up so much more powerfully every single day because you knew that the expectation was high, that you were already her. Me, for example, again, I've been on a weight loss journey. I've been trying to lose 20 pounds. I've been saying that for 2 years. That has been a negative paradigm that I've had to work through. And once I've started to figure out oh shit, I just have stories around weight loss that are not serving me anymore, and I have to work through those. Now we're moving into the Figmillion effect, to where if I just expect that there is a version of me that already exists that is very nearby that has her dream body, that looks in the mirror every single day and she's like, damn, that girl is fucking disciplined, hardworking. She's fucking looks so happy, resilient. She could wear whatever she wants. She feels so comfortable in her body. She's like glowing with confidence. If I just expected that this version of me, this dream self version of me exists, am I going to start showing up like she fucking exists? Yeah. But if I had these thoughts, I want to become my dream self. I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to just achieve my dream body. And then my second thought was, but that's not possible. But that doesn't happen to people like me. But I'm too far from like that version of me. It's just like, it's going to take so long. If I don't expect that, if my expectation is not that I'm going to become that girl, my dream self, why the literal fuck would I show up and go work out every single day and eat healthier? Why wouldn't I just pick the lemon chips over the strawberries? The strawberries wouldn't even be in my mind as an option because I would be working off of expecting that girl is not actually possible. And so I really want you to, at the very least, remind yourself every single day that you are qualified just because. You don't need a million reasons why you're qualified in becoming your dream self. You need one, and that is that you are qualified in becoming your dream self just because. So start showing up every single day like your dream self, and I promise you, you are going to start making powerful decisions, asking yourself better questions, assuming that you're already that girl, expecting it, and acting in accordance with that person because you deserve it and you will have earned it as well. And that is a wrap on this video when it comes to becoming your dream self. I will catch you in the next YouTube video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment if you enjoyed this video, and I am excited for the next one. Also, you can find me on TikTok and Instagram at Michelle Carrillo. It's also linked in the description below, so I will see you there. And if you have any more questions, feel free to send them to me. If you have any video ideas, feel free to send it to me. But yeah, I am super excited for you to go on this growth journey and start to work on becoming your dream self. I'm doing it too, so we're in this together. If you want to do check-ins, send me a message. But other than that, I will see you later. Bye.